E is for environment.
D is for discipline.
U is for uniforms.
C is for commitment.
A is for attendance.
T is for teacher morale.
I is for international education.
O is for overcrowded classes.
N is for no child is left behind. Well, we hope so.
No matter where you are from, education is important, even though there are different methods of teaching.
All of us explore different aspects of education.
And here's Zilma Charles talking about international education.
Hi, I'm Zilma Charles, and I thought it would be interesting to interview my mother about education in Haiti.
Today I'm going to interview my mother.
My mother grew up in Haiti. She didn't grow up in America.
What is your name?
Andre Charles.
What kind of clothing did you wear when you went to school? Did you guys have some type of uniform?
Oh yeah, when I was going to school in my country, it was a must. Every student must be in full uniform. I remember my uniform was a blue dress. My mother used to put ribbon on our head. If we have 3 braids, we have 3 ribbons.
I remember when my mom used to put ribbons all over my hair, and I really wasn't a big fan of it. I mean, at least put 1 ribbon in my hair, but like all over.
And on Sunday, every Sunday, we used to go to church in a white dress, black shoes, stocking, and black beret.
And do you remember how the boys used to dress?
Oh, I was in a all-girls school.
And when you was in school, when a kid acted bad, like, how would the teachers discipline them?
You used to get a whipping.
With what, a ruler?
It used to be a whip or ruler or anything that the nun or the brothers can get. There was 0 tolerance with bad behavior.
Oh, hell no. Imagine teachers having the opportunity to hit students in public schools.
Did you agree with the whippings?
Let me tell you something. I don't call every whipping an abuse, because if children here had that some kind of whipping, I bet they would behave better.
It will be the battle between students and teachers. I know by the way students act. They will not let a teacher lay a hand on them.
And like in the U.S., do you have any regions, SATs like that to go on to the next grade?
When you finish your grammar school, every single student has to take what you call certificate, which they give you a certificate to go to your secondary school. If you don't pass it, you cannot go to secondary school. It doesn't have to do with the school that you have. It's like the country from the government. You have to sit down and write the French test, the math test, every single subject. You have to take it and pass it. It's like they make the week for that. Just like here, like you have vision. Yes, we do have those big tests, and you must pass it to get your certificate for grammar school. And for secondary school, we have what we call baccalaureate first part. And then to finish your high school, we have what you call baccalaureate second part, which is the philosophy.
So this is Zilma shutting out. So now you know, because it's Zilma Super Short Show.
Hi, my name is Dahlia. I interview Ms. Who. The reason I chose this topic was because my school is overcrowded. I mean, really overcrowded. You can't get everybody's attention if you wanted to, because there's like 40 kids and like 5 of them are acting now.
There's supposed to be 500 kids in there, and so there's 25 classrooms, like pretty small gym, like just a basketball court. But when I taught there were 650. So we were 150 kids over capacity.
150 kids over capacity? Wow, that's way more than what school should have.
So like day to day, the problems were like, literally it was hard to get to classes because I had 4 different classrooms. Like most teachers will stay in one classroom to just teach. I went from period to period to different classrooms, and that was really hard to do.
Well, I think every teacher should have their own classroom. Every teacher should have 2 minutes to relax. Well, not at least 1 minute. I know I would love to have a minute to relax, at least more.
And I think overcrowding is also a problem because the students seem to fight more. When there's so little space, they just always in each other's faces, and when they meet in the hallway, there's just more conflict.
Really? Fighting occurs in every school, whether it's crowded or not.
And I think a lot of the possibilities were limited for students. Like, they couldn't play several sports because, there's just one gym and just one basketball court.
I think every school should have at least a little bit of space so the students can set their minds off.
There's some kids in every class who are I don't know what's going on. Sometimes they're just, something's going on at home, they don't want to pay attention, they hate me.
Hated is a big word. You should always use dislike.
They don't like the subject. They don't like to read. They don't like to do history. I feel like I can interview you and ask you, what makes you pay attention to a teacher?
Well, the answer to the question would be giving the kids surprise quizzes like Mr. Lissamore, my teacher, used to do to us. Make the classes be more educating and fun at the same time. I hope the district hears about this. They need to give students and teachers space. Otherwise, you'll find every other kid in the streets. I'm Dahlia Martinez. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Ashley, and I just want to throw a couple of statistics at you before I make the comments I'm about to make. I interviewed Ms. Hugh, and she was a teacher through the New York City Teaching Fellows. There are about 80,000 teachers in New York City, and 1/15 are affiliated with the New York City Teacher Fellows. That's 6,000 fellows.
I don't know if you guys can empathize with teachers and what they have to go through, but imagine yourself a brand new teacher just out of college, right? Where basically it's people who want to be teachers, but it's sort of a shortcut route to being a teacher.
Hold up, did she just say shortcut?
So you graduate from college, they give you like 5 weeks of training over the summer. That fall, you start teaching. 3 months after I took off my cap and gown from college, I walked into a classroom.
I feel as if she needs more training. Come on now, a 23-year-old teaching a bunch of 15 and 16-year-olds. That's like me listening to my older cousin. Haha, picture that.
I just wasn't ready to have 150 kids. There weren't that many resources in my school. It was really difficult. Like, we just had one tiny little teacher's lounge, and I was just swamped with work.
I realized that some of the problems that led to low teacher morale were student behavior, non-motivated students, parents that are not concerned with their kids' education, and to top it all off, not enough funding for classroom supplies, and teachers have to cope with this every day.
It's 5 weeks of preparation, and then you're thrown right into the fire.
Sometimes I ask myself, why do teachers bother? Because God knows it's not the salary. But then I remember that Ms. Hugh said, teaching is like a calling. You have to want to do it.
Hey everyone, my name is Malik, and my topic for this interview is uniforms. I asked a former teacher named Miss Hu how she felt about them. Did your school have uniforms?
In fact, we did. You had to wear like a white shirt, and then either dark blue or dark black pants, and then black shoes.
For people who may not know this, what she stated is pretty much the average uniform for all students that have to wear them.
So we did have a uniform. How well the students conformed to that, I'm not sure.
Even though school has a dress code, that doesn't mean students are going to follow it.
Uniforms are good in one way because they make everyone sort of the same and you don't have to pay attention to that, but they're bad in another way because all of a sudden there's a whole new category of things to pay attention to.
Uniforms have a negative and positive effect, but do you really think that it's positive for students to look alike?
If the students want to learn, they can come to school in a clown wig. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Personally, when I was a student, I loved that because it was an expression of your individuality. You could do your hair funny or whatever, and people would respect that.
Expression is always a good thing. Expression helps people feel much more comfortable in their environment.
It seems like if a school already has discipline problems, sometimes uniforms help them out. Sometimes they don't. I don't know.
Uniforms are not always guaranteed to work. Students will learn better depending on their mentality, not on what they choose to wear. This is Malik Favors signing off. Thank you for listening to this interview.
Hi, my name is Charles Miller Pope, and my topic is, why do students refuse to learn? The reason I chose this is because I always see students refusing to learn or do the schoolwork, and I wonder, why? I ask myself the same question, but to no avail. What makes them quit trying? So I asked my mom about it. What steps do you believe should be taken for students to have more enthusiasm in learning?
There'd be 2 steps taken. First of all, kids go to school. So the teachers have to recognize in their students that there's a problem. Someone has to address that problem. You can't just get mad at the kid and throw them out the classroom.
The reason I agree with my mom is because if you throw the kid out the classroom, you solve nothing. All you did was made him or her more defiant. If you keep the child in the room and work with them, you might help change their ways.
It's a lot of work, basically, because you have to change how people view these kids in the first place.
That's my sister.
No, what I was saying is first you have to change your view of the capabilities of these children, because if you expect them to fail, then they are going to expect no more from themselves and no better.
I truly believe that she is right, because to change the views and opinions of everyone else is a lot of work. So by people like teachers and parents not believing in their child's ability to do well in school, they will feel their point in life or school is meaningless, so why try?
They don't have no support at home to learn. They don't have a reason to learn.
My mom thinks support is key to a child's life, because if parents don't support their child most of the time, the child will feel like quitting and doing nothing with their lives. And with a feeling of emptiness, you don't just stop living, you stop trying.
All public schools are not bad. It just depends on where they are, what kind of teachers they have. They have teachers that feel underappreciated, and that's why a lot of public schools sometimes tend to be worse than private schools. But my kids are going to public school, and they've had good teachers.
She's right. It's not the schools who make the kids learn better. It's the teachers who makes the kids learn better. For example, in 8th grade, I had excellent teachers, but in 9th, I had bad teachers. I say this because in 8th grade, my teachers will push us harder and take more time out of the day to help us. But in 9th grade, they could care less. If you need extra help, like after school, they'll say no. Mind you, this is both in public school. I sometimes feel I learned more in 8th grade than 9th. It's been fun. I hope you enjoyed my look on education. Goodbye. And enjoy my bonus clip.
What should I do with this?
I don't know what she said, but okay. Say goodbye.
Bye, Charles.
Today's show was produced by Velma,
Malik,
Ashley,
Charles.
Dahlia.
and you have been listening to our opinions on education. Thank you for listening.